Hello and welcome to Chase TV. I'm Emma from the Chase Indies and it is great to be with you today on Sunday the 6th of June in a rather rainy Rugeley for a very special event. This is our first ever outside live broadcast and we're here for the demolition of the cooling towers behind me, which will happen just after 11:15 AM. Now, we are here for the big event and there's a number of people gathering around us. It's a really nice atmosphere. What we want to do on this show is to take the time to also pay tribute to the very special place that the power station has in Rugeley's history. We're going to be joined by some special guests who have worked at the power station over the years. We're going to look at some archive footage and we're going to chat to people who are just out and about today waiting for the main event. So we do have our social media on today, so if you are watching us, do drop us a line, tell us who you are, where you're watching from, what Rugeley Power Station means to you, and what your thoughts are today, what your memories might be, and we'll try and do some shout outs as we move through the show. We are having one or two technical issues today, so please do bear with us, but we will battle on. So, first of all, my cue cards have all gone soggy. We have assembled our largest ever production team on Chase TV to bring you this event today, and I'm hoping that Paul back at our HQ can just cycle through some of the shots that we've got for you today so you can see the different angles that we have on the power station. I know that we've got some people in Ravenhill Park, there's Jodie in Ravenhill Park, a really nice view that Jodie's managed to capture there as well. And I think we have got some other people elsewhere as well. Yeah, so we've got some other nice views there. We've got, as well as Jodie, we've also got Brendan out today with Susan. We've got Paul Woodhead. We've got Stuart Crabtree. Andrea Layton's out and about. And as well as the production team over here, we've got Jack, who is known to many viewers as well, and Jimmy and Andrew. So, first of all, what I'd really like to do is bring on a really special gentleman who's come dressed for the occasion. This is Jerry Williscroft, who has been a power station employee. And come and join me, Jerry. Good morning, Jerry. How are you doing today?
Wet.
Yeah, wet. But I'm told that that doesn't bother you at all because you're used to this at the power station.
Oh, well, we should walk around.
You come in here so we can see you.
We used to walk around it, bike around it, ride around it, you name it, apart from riding on a horse. That was it. We did everything else all around them towers in the snow, the rain, the wind. There's plenty of that. And, you know, it doesn't bother whether.
And we believe you are one of the longest serving employees at the power plant. Tell us how long you worked there.
51 years in two sessions. I did 32 years from March 1961 to March 93, and then we all had to go with our big lump sums and pensions, and then I was asked to return 2 years later, and I finished in 2014. I'd have still been there now, but the health started to take a bit of dip, so I think it was time to go.
So overall, that was 51 years,
51
wasn't it?
years, yeah.
It's just an amazing length of service.
Yeah.
And you must have seen some things over that time. What did you do at the power station?
Well, years ago it used to be a security guard in a shed and a pole, full stop, not Rugeley Power Station. It was more complicated than that. You've got all these up-to-date gatehouses, fully equipped with all the stuff you wanted for showers, heating and all this business. And as it developed over the years until today, it's now a bank full of cameras and everything in the gatehouses, and it's all technical, health and safety, risk assessments, everything came into it, and that's where we're at now. That's where we was at when it all finished.
And you've got one or two stories to tell from over the years, I would think.
Where do you want to start? I just not a very good day today. It's a bit miserable. I think we'll just put a bit of right in it. We'll go back to Christmas 1961. My first night shift at Christmas, and it was Christmas morning, 5 o'clock. Phone rings. the control room, can you come up to the locker block, we've got an intruder on the side, can you escort him off site? And I'm talking about them days when there was no fences, you could come onto the site via Lee or Colliery railway sidings. And I got up to the locker block and there was a chap, ginger-haired fella, all dressed in green, jacket, tie, shirt, shoes, everything, and playing a piano accordion, and he was playing Christmas songs, and the workers were all having a bit of a dance on Christmas. Well, it is Christmas, isn't it? So anyhow, I had to persuade him to come with me, and I had to escort him off the site. And it was ever so funny going down the road with the chap beside you playing the piano accordion. Had musical accompaniment all the way down to the altar's front. Yeah. You don't have me from these days. So I rung the control room up after to say he was now offside, but don't ring me again, ring somebody else.
That's a wonderful story. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I know, because we met yesterday and we looked through all of your memorabilia from your time at the station. You worked there for over 50 years. We're so proud of your service. Tell me a little bit about how the power station looked after you.
Oh, I recommended them all the while, you know. The power station, to me as a person, was fantastic. I was a family man. When I started at this power station, I'd only got 2 kids. But by the time we got to 1970, I'd got 8. And I thought, the electric's doing me good down here. So we stopped all that, and it was ideal for me, a family man, fantastic. Money was there, you know, and they encouraged us to join the superannuation scheme, and I'm glad I did, because at this end of the game, you know, with a big pension, you know, and all the facilities, they really looked after people. If you left the power station, you were going downhill in them days. This was the place to be. Everything, facilities, mess rooms, showers, you name it, clothing, everything that you needed, you got.
It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. We should all be lucky to have an employer who takes care of us that well. It's brilliant. Now, I understand that you have had a road named after you. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
What was that?
You had the road named after you.
Oh, that's just down by the entrance here at the back of me. As you go into the power station main gates, on your left is a car park and a booking-in cabin, and that road just was given to me, named after me, because I'd completed 50 years service. Other places you get a gold watch or a clock. They gave me a road. And I hope that road can maintain its presence on the site. I would love that. That would really be ideal for my family.
I think that'd be fantastic, and I know that there's some campaigns going on to make sure that happens.
But my father was the general foreman of the Estates and Highways for the Rugeley Urban District Council before it became Cannock Chase District Council, and he was a fantastic man, and I think it would be a tribute to him.
Yeah, I agree. Now, as if all of that wasn't enough, that long history and that kind of amazing stories that you've told us, you also had a really special role to play at the 2012 Olympics, and I know Tracy's about to bring us a prop, which I'm so grateful you brought out today, especially given the weather, but show all our viewers what this is and tell us about your experience as a torchbearer.
Well, there was only one small downside to this, and that was the fact that I couldn't carry it in Rugeley. The council couldn't attend the meeting when it was all discussed. Couldn't send a representative to attend the meeting when it was all discussed. So I had to go to Wolverhampton, just this side of Wolverhampton, to carry it. And I'd have gone anywhere. I'd have gone in the scrapyard, anywhere that was going, to carry this torch, because this torch I'm proud. My late wife was proud. My kids were proud. We've got this torch in the family. And it's been all around the schools in Rugeley. They've all had a go with it. In fact, I lost this torch in one school, and when I looked for it, all the teachers were behind me having photographs taken themselves with the torch. And it's been out to Dubai. We got permission to take it on the plane. Went out to Dubai, and you know, I've shared it with everybody, festive, open fates and everything. You know, it's been really good.
And thank you for sharing it with us. It's very special. So we can just about see the towers behind us, and obviously today there's going to be so many mixed emotions. How do you feel today about this permanent change in the skyline at Rugeley?
Well, I feel emotional. I feel sad. You know, but you know, Power Station, called it 35 years. They lasted. They're only supposed to last 25. This one has gone for 50 years. So, you know, it's inevitable at the end that everything has to come back down again after it's all been put up. Unfortunately, we've lost. We're going to lose the power station here, but the sad part about it is that we've lost all the sporting complex that was down here. And every sport you can mention, apart from rugby, was played down here. You know, and it's a shame that has all gone. That's all disappeared. Really a shame. Really tragic.
It's that sense of community and family that I hear about whenever I talk to someone who's been close to the power station.
Yeah.
I think that's really coming through strongly.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us, Jerry.
All right.
I'm going to let you get your umbrella back and sit down, but I am just going to see if I can steal Tracy, who's your daughter. Dry. Yes, keep your hair dry. And I have put Tracy on the spot a little bit today because she wasn't expecting. She's Jerry's agent. She wasn't expecting to be on camera. But Tracy, just tell us a little bit about growing up as part of the power station family.
Well, the power station was actually built in the year I was born in 1961, so it's all I've ever known, really. And we, through our lives, we went to power station Christmas parties as children, and when we got to 10 it became a disco that we went to, and we used to come to open days, we used to come to bonfires, power station bonfires, and even our Christmases were planned around my dad's shifts. So if he was on days, we'd all get up really early and open our presents before he went out, and if he was on nights, we'd open them when he got back, and our dinner was planned either before he went to work or when he came back. So it's played a big part in our lives, really.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for coming on camera. I know you weren't expecting it.
No.
I'll let you go and get your umbrella back as well.
Okay.
Right, we're going to go to some social media now. I'm just to make sure that I'm not obscuring the view of the towers.
Right, just to say, first of all, we're joined by over 3,500 of you today, so thank you so much for joining us live. There are literally hundreds and hundreds of comments, ranging from Derby, Telford, but as far as Australia as well.
Wow.
We just want to say a little bit about the stars as well, so Emma.
Yes, okay, so Facebook Stars, we do this because we love doing it. So we're all volunteers, we do it for free, but it's not cheap and it's not easy. So if you enjoy what we're doing today and you'd like to make a small contribution, Facebook Stars is a really good way to do that. If you click, there should be a little button below where you can see my face talking at you, and you click on that, you have the option just to send a few pence our way. That all adds up and it helps us to keep this show on the air and plan for future events as well. So, what we'd like to do now is take you to a different vantage point, and that is the lovely Jodie Ashford in Ravenhill Park. Over to you, Jodie. That was brilliant. Thank you both so much.
We're still doing social media.
Are the chairs too wet to sit on?
He says there's hundreds of them, and he's going to try and...
Can they hear me? Oh, I'm on. Okay, good morning everyone. So we're here live in Ravenhill Park on a very rainy Sunday morning. Yeah, so we're just going to speak to a couple of the local residents here about how they feel about the demolition of the Rugeley Power Station, which hopefully you can still see behind me, but we're having a bit of a misty day, not the best day for recording. So here comes our first guest. Hi, John. I was wondering if you could just tell me how you feel about the power station being demolished.
To be honest, I've lived in Rugeley most of my life, and well, all my life. And it's sad. A lot of people won't see it as that, but no matter where I've gone in Rugeley all through my life, We've always been able to see the power stations, but after today, no more.
Yeah, they really are. It is an iconic structure. And I think, I don't know about you, but I feel like a lot of people will miss them when they're gone. Is that how you feel?
It is how I feel, yeah. And I look back onto how many people, both with Leal Pit that used to serve the power station with coal. Leal Pit was lost in Rugeley. So the towers are going now. The power stations are gone.
Yeah.
A lot of employment gone out the window.
Yeah, that's right. Lee Hall Pit supplied it with coal until the 90s, and then it was all in rail. But there is one positive. At least we'll be having some nice new houses, park.
Everywhere in Rugeley there's nice new houses. They don't have to be there.
Yeah, it is. I think a lot of people here share that sentiment that it is an emotional day, and it's going to be quite a sad day.
Yeah, it is, but everywhere you look in Rugeley at the moment, every little bit of land is taken up and houses built, and they don't need that. Rugeley needs work.
Yeah.
It needs work to go to. That's to me, it's just everything that was big about Rugeley is gone. It's gone.
Yeah, well, hopefully, I'm sure even after this we'll be able to, there'll be some positive emotions that will come out of it, I'm sure, but it is a sad day.
Yeah,
so thanks for talking to us, John.
Yeah. Okay.
And thanks for telling us how you feel. Thank you.
All right.
In the bushes somewhere.
Morning, Jodie. How you doing?
Oh. Hello, Emma. Sorry, I've lost my audio, so I can't hear any of our producers. Oh, I'm just going to turn this up, see if I can hear. I can hear you now.
Oh, fantastic. We've got the same problem, Jodie, so don't worry at all. How's it going over in Ravenhill Park?
Yeah, if you can see us, it's a really rainy day, but we have actually got quite a good view of the towers. And just behind us, which you can't see, there are a lot of people gathering here to come and watch their demolition today.
Okay. That's fantastic. What's the atmosphere like over there?
It's I think a lot of mixed emotions. It's a bit somber, and some people feel really sad about losing this iconic structure. But I think there's some positivity, a bit of nerves and excitement to see what it's going to be like to watch these towers come down.
Yeah, very similar up here. Thank you, Jodie. We'll be coming back to you during the course of the broadcast.
Thanks, Emma.
Right, now we have another former power station worker. I believe his name is Kenneth. Kenneth, are you there? Yes, and Kenneth is joining us all the way from Thailand. Good morning, Kenneth.
Or afternoon.
Can you hear me? Well, it's afternoon there, okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
The weather's fantastic. I believe the weather's a little bit different in Thailand than it is in Rugeley today.
It's very, very hot. It's actually about 32 degrees at the moment.
Oh, wow. Okay, we're going to move on, getting jealous. So tell me how long you worked at the power station.
Yeah, I started in 1969. I'd come out of the Air Force, and I saw it in the Rugeley Times, the local newspaper. My mum used to send it to me. So I came up, had the interview and started. I started about 3 weeks later. I hope you're hearing this okay.
I am, yes, yes.
So I started in June 1969. There was about 25 of us at first, and we got on with the training, and I was there when Unit 6 was first commissioned, and Unit 7. And altogether I was there about 4 years, and then I moved on to another power station for a bit of promotion and a bit more money. So yeah, my time wasn't all that long, but I was there at probably the best time when we were tuning the station to get efficiency as high as it would go, and I learned all the aspects of power generation, and I spent the next 50 years traveling the globe doing power stations. I actually ended up living in Ravenhill Terrace, so as I looked at the kitchen window I could actually see what B Station was doing before I went to work, which was quite handy. And I used to get on my bicycle, and I used to cycle in those days. all the way down to the power station.
That's fantastic. And so you're watching today from Thailand. What are your feelings and your memories coming out as you see the towers about to be demolished?
Well, I guess it's in as they said, Lee Hall shut down, they closed down the A station. My father worked at Lee Hall, he was a miner, so he was all part of it. And then I guess it's due to the government's policies that they started knocking down all the coal-fireds. I know there's still about 3 coal-fired stations going, but I guess Rugeley B had to go eventually. I think when we started in '69, the service life was only supposed to be 40 years. Well, it's a lot more than that now. So I guess it was costing a lot of money on the upkeep. That's probably what did it in the end.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for talking to us today, Kenneth. It's been absolutely lovely, and thank you for getting in touch with us. I hope that
no problem.
hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And do stick around if you can. We may be able to come to you after the towers are demolished.
To look around to the other cameras now and get other views.
So we're now going to go back to the other cameras and just have a look at the other views as the rain continues to fall on Rugeley Power Station. And as we do that, hopefully you'll still be able to hear me because I have a few facts about the power station. So Rugeley B was a coal-fired power station that produced enough electricity to power 500,000 homes. Construction started in 1964 and finished in 1970. It opened in 1972 and closed in 2016. It burned over 1.6 million tonnes of coal a year. And between 1977 and 1988, it was 9 times recognised as the highest thermal efficiency of any UK fossil-fired power station. Each of the 4 cooling towers that you can see behind me is 114 metres high, that's 380 feet. Now, I found this fact really interesting. When it was first constructed, 2 of the towers were coloured pink in what the architects felt was a nod to the feminine shape of the towers. So ladies out there, tell me what you think of that. And all the buildings and structures of the power station will be demolished by the end of this year.
You're going to go around and speak to all the other people at the other locations.
Okay, so I'm now going to go and speak to all the other people at the other locations. Where are we going to first?
Where's the first Paul? Crabtree.
Okay, we're going to Stuart Crabtree.
Hello.
Where are you?
I'm on the industrial estate, just round the other side. It's
Oh,
packed
okay,
here
so
now. The police
yeah.
have just closed it off. Nobody else can come back in now.
Okay, so the location where you are, that's quite important for anybody who's planning on travelling to see the towers. It's actually closed off in Stu's location and no one else can get in.
Yeah, you won't get a car in. They won't let you bring a car in here now.
Okay, cool. And what's the atmosphere like down there, Stu?
Woodhead next.
It's okay. Yeah. Bit
You're
damp,
bearing up
but
into the
we're all
rain.
right. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Okay, well, we'll come back to you later, Stu. We're going to Paul Woodhead next.
Hi, Emma.
Morning, Paul. And tell us where you are today.
On the Wheelhouse Industrial Estate, it's one of the industrial units.
Okay, and
in their car
have you
park,
managed to find any shelter?
Yes, I've found the one spot with shelter, and people are now gathering here. We're getting how many we got here now, guys? About 50? Yeah, 50. Yeah, we've got about 50 people here now.
Okay.
We've got a good spot to see all 4 towers, and we're waiting now for 11:15.
Okay. Get them all to wave, Paul. We can see them.
All right, just hold on a second. You guys on Facebook Live, if you want to wave, we've got 2,500 people, I think, watching us around the world. So you can see we're getting a good few people here. Hiya, guys.
Thank you very much, Paul.
And who are you off to next?
Going to Ravenhill Park. Hi Jodie, tell us a bit about what's going on over there.
Hello again, Emma. There's a lot of people gathering here. Unfortunately, we can't show you behind, but yeah, there's a big crowd here today. Thanks for those facts. They're really interesting. I heard one yesterday that the tower, the taller one that was demolished in January, could actually be seen from Alton Towers at the top of the old corkscrew ride. So I find there's so many different facts about these power station. Really iconic.
Wow, that is fantastic.
Brendan next.
I didn't know that, Jodie. Thank you very much for sharing that fact. We'll come back to you a little bit later. We're now going to Brendan. Morning, Brendan.
Hello. Good morning.
You look dressed for the weather. I'll get that on in. Where are
Absolutely
you?
soaking wet. We're just by the Premier Inn, next door to
okay.
McDonald's, and we have a great view.
Yeah.
If you can see that.
So you're not far from where we are then. That is a good view.
No, totally not. Yeah, it is a great view.
Thank you very much, Brendan.
Yeah. See you soon. See you later.
See you soon. Yeah. Okay, so crowds are gathering here. As you can see from all of our outside broadcasts, loads of people interested, coming out in person to watch the demolition of the towers. I'm hearing that on Facebook Live we have currently got 5,500 viewers watching this broadcast. Just trying to make sure that James stays away from the tripod. So that's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much to everybody who's joining us. Do keep leaving your comments in the post below. We'll try and bring some up on screen as we go.
We're going to do 2 minute silence, but not for another 2 minutes.
Okay. Okay. Just to let you know that the towers were originally scheduled to be demolished at 11 AM, which is a couple of minutes away. But today is actually VE Day, and there is a 2 minute silence at National Memorial Arboretum, and we're going to be observing that 2 minute silence when it comes along. Now, because of the fact that that is happening, the demolition has been pushed back to 11:15, and that's why it's slightly later than you might be expecting. So we're going to just lead up to 11 o'clock, observe the 2 minute silence, and then we're going to come back and speak to some more people. Just if I stand that way, you can see the towers over here. So our venue is the hill, literally just behind McDonald's. Lots of people gathering now ready to watch the demolition, and you can see the towers just looming out of the clouds in the distance. And we are approximately 17 minutes away.
So we're going to share some footage of the chimney prior to this being demolished, and then we're going to go into the 2 minute silence.
We're just going to share, earlier this year we had a special programme that you might have seen when the chimney was demolished, and we're just going to replay that footage. So just to repeat, this is a replay of something that happened earlier this year, and then we'll go into the 2 minute silence. And on the screen just there, you'll have seen a collection of images of the power station, and those are your images from across the community that you've shared with us. Some really, really lovely photos in there, so thank you to everybody who shared a photo with us. So I'm now going to ask a gentleman to come and stand with me, if we can make his way through the crowd. This is Chris Bell, who's here today on the top of the hill.
Oh,
if you stand just so you can see yourself there.
Oh, yes.
Fantastic, Chris. Now, I've been told that every power station in the what on earth possessed you to do that?
Because on Tyneside, coming from Tyneside, I regretted missing the demolition of the Stella power stations. I literally have some really old photographs of them, but I missed the demolition, and I thought, right, I like these things, I need to get out there and record them. So I've been to every single one, photographed every single one, toured a few of them, got video as well, including Rugeley when it was working. Sorry, if you just stand a little bit. Sorry, thank you. Yeah, so that was over 20 years ago now, so it's been quite a long, and unfortunately my wife and son have been dragged around. This is actually the fourth one this week. We've had a week's sort of tour of been to Aberthor and went to Cotton yesterday, and so we've been.
So what is the best power station you've seen, or what's the best feature of a power station?
I think my favourite one would be in the Kip in Scotland, because it was a lovely, totally glass glazed panels, with 6,000 glass panels, and it had an 800-foot high chimney, which is quite spectacular, and it had a beautiful setting on the Firth of Clyde as well, so it was a lovely setting for a power station. I don't know if the locals saw that.
And obviously this one's been decommissioned and it's all going to be gone by the end of this year. So with power stations being decommissioned and things going, is there still going to be power stations left for you to visit?
There will be gas turbines, because obviously there's been a huge shift to gas and renewables, so there will be gas turbines. I haven't bothered too much with the gas turbines because I know they're sort of the future, but it's the coal and the oil and the nuclear ones that have primarily been around.
Fantastic! Yeah. And you've come all the way from Tyneside to Rugeley for this?
Yes.
Wow,
yes.
Fantastic!
Via Cotton.
Well, welcome to Rugeley.
Thank you.
And I hope it all...
It's a wet Rugeley, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was beautiful yesterday. It's unfortunate today, but thank you so much for talking to us, Chris, and hope you enjoy.
Thank you.
That was Chris Bell there, a fantastic hobby of touring power stations. We're going to go over to Jodie now in Ravenhill Park.
Hello? Are we here? Hello everybody, we're back here in Ravenhill Park. There are huge crowds gathering now. There's lots of cars and we're all just waiting for the demolition.
You've got a lovely view and it looks like the clouds are starting to lift a little bit.
Oh, sorry Emma, I just caught the end of your sentence there. Yeah, we have got quite a good view here. You should see how many people are behind us ready to enjoy this view. I'm quite excited myself to see what we'll see.
That's fantastic. Okay, so just bear with me, Jodie, I've lost Paul.
Play that video somebody else we spoke to before.
Oh, right, okay. So thank you, Jodie. We'll come back to you shortly.
Thanks,
okay,
Emma.
so as you may recall, we did a broadcast in January when the chimney came down, and we spoke to a former power station worker, Bob Robotham. We're just going to play out the footage of his interview from the time as well for his memories of the power station. Joining us today, and tell us, how long did you work at Rugeley Power Station?
I started in 1977 and I finished in 2012, so 35 years.
Wow,
long time.
That is a long time, and I guess that you had a number of job roles in all those years. What did you do?
Yeah, initially I left the milk round to join CEGB as a plant attendant, which is a job where you just go around checking oil levels, listening to machinery, and generally reporting back to the control room when they've got problems, hashing boilers. I then, after about 10 years, moved on to being an assistant unit operator. This is where you go in the control room and you actually operate the plant. You put machines in and out and take machines out of service. And then after a couple of years, I became a unit operator, totally responsible for the operation of the boiler and make that everything's safe for other people to go and work on the plant by taking things out. I had a very short period where I trained to be safety rep, and then I got involved with heavy safety heavily, and I took various exams. I started off with NEBOSH in my own time. I was going to college after nights and doing a full day at college. Eventually got proper qualified in health and safety, right up to becoming a chartered member of IOSH and the station safety advisor for about 12 years.
Wow, that's a lot of work over a number of years, and lots of people watching will remember a lot of that, having worked there, and will also remember the power station in its heyday, when there were open days and social events. Do you think that after today, when we've had today's demolition and then later on the cooling towers come down and the landmark is no longer there, do you think that people will reflect with sadness that it's not there anymore?
I'm sure they will. Rugeley Power Station has been a large part of a lot of people's lives, not only the people that worked there, but got a huge social side power station. The CEGB, when they built it, catered for all sorts of things. It had a thriving social club. So many people, I'm sure, will have been there for one occasion or another. I always used to think when I'd been on holiday, as soon as I could see the cooling towers, I was home.
And we've heard that the large chimney that's being demolished today hasn't actually been in the sky for that long. Can you tell us anything about its history and what it actually did when the power station was operating?
Yeah, it isn't the original tall chimney. The original chimney had to be demolished and a new chimney erected. That process started in 2007, but the chimney wasn't actually commissioned until 2009. Continuously poured, which is working 24/7. But they had to pause it over Christmas, and then it was restarted again. But it's where the flue gases are taken out up into the atmosphere. It was built as a result of environmental pressures. We had to reduce the amount of sulfur going out into the air. So it was built for that reason, along with the FGD plant, the flue gas desulfurization plant.
Thank you. That's really interesting. And we'd love to finish by hearing one of your favourite stories from your time at Rugeley Power Station. What can you share with us?
Oh, there are many stories about the place. A lot of camaraderie, social events, working on the charter fair floats. Rugeley was heavily involved in that for quite a while. But one particular one that I remember distinctly is we used to have Christmas parties, and for one Christmas party, myself and some of the management team had to do a full Monty act to the place up at Bow Desert Golf Course. Fortunately, we didn't have to take all our clothes off, so otherwise it would have been empty. But that's probably one of my most memorable memories, to see managers dressed in shorts, took off all the rest of the clothes.
I bet that was really memorable for everybody there. Thank you so much for sharing your memories with us. Thank you for taking the time to be with us today. Take care and hope to see you again soon.
Thank you very much, Emma. Goodbye.
Lots of social media coming up on the screen.
Okay, so that was Bob Robertson, who worked at the power station. Again, another long-serving member of staff who shared his memories earlier this year. Now, in terms of our audience today, we've got 1,500 people watching us on YouTube and massive 8,500 on Facebook, which makes it our biggest ever live audience. So thank you to each and every person who's watching. I know that a lot of you have also left comments on social media. We are doing our best to bring those up on the screen. We're struggling to read them out at the moment just because we've got some technological problems, but please do keep them coming and we'll try and feed them through onto the screen. Don't forget that if you are enjoying what we're doing, just hit the stars button and you can make a small contribution to keeping Chase TV running. As I mentioned before, we're all volunteers who do this just for the love of being out and about in our community and bringing community stories to you, but it isn't cheap at all, and anything that you can contribute will help us keep going. Okay, I'm just going to give you a little bit of an overview about what to expect, because we are coming up towards 11:15, but there should be a siren at around about the 60-second mark, just to let everybody know that it's going to happen, and then at that point we'll kind of stop talking and wait for everything to go live, and then hopefully we'll see the demolition in not too distant future.
I'm in about 4 feet, but I'm not going to be able to get down to you.
What time are we on now?
I'm in the middle of the hill.
Sorry, I've got a producer who's multitasking
I know,
at the
I've
moment.
tried to get round down to Mackie's and I can't.
Anything else to do?
Never mind, I'll be alright here.
Okay, let's just see if we can cycle through our
1
other
minute till
feeds.
11:15.
Okay, we're just going to cycle through our other camera feeds just so we can see the towers from other angles with the demolition happening.
Yeah, they're evacuating a lot of hotels. I think
Speak to Woodhead. I'm going to go to Woodhead.
Okay,
Speak to Woodhead.
Okay, Paul Woodhead, we're with you now.
Hi, Emma.
How are things going over there?
We've situation here. There's a few people which I think on the edge of the exclusion zones. The police are managing people around on the industrial estate here. But, we're now waiting for the, what, we're about a minute away?
Fantastic.
One next, Paul. Crabtree.
And we're going to go to Stuart Crabtree.
Hello.
Hello, how are things over with you, Stu?
Hear me? It's going to be very loud. I think the
Hi,
police are just
Stu.
letting
How are
people go
things
into
over
the
where you
road.
are?
It's fence.
Okay.
I think the police are letting. The police are here just saying, "Stay with me."
Happening in a minute. Brendan.
Oh.
And let's go over to Brendan.
Hello.
Brendan, how are
Can we
things
get a
behind the
klaxon?
camera in?
Very good. Over there. We're still waiting, obviously. Will there be a klaxon call?
that's the train. I'm stupid.
I think there will be a klaxon at the 1 minute mark. Yeah. Okay. Wow, you've got loads of people with you, Brendan.
Okay. Thanks, Emma. Okay.
Thank
Back to you. Bye.
And over to Jodie in Ravenhill Park.
Hello, Emma. Is that clear?
Hi again. Wow, look at all those people.
Yeah, they're just taking these calls, so I'm scared to turn my back.
I'm struggling to hear you, Jodie.
Where to now?
It's gonna happen. If you don't put on.
We'll come back to you shortly after the demolition, Jodie.
Where to now, Paul?
Okay, so we are back
Back to who?
at the top of the hill on Power Station Road. We are coming up on 11:15 and literally just waiting now to hear the klaxon, which will signal the towers are about to come down. So just to reiterate, the towers themselves, there are 4 of them. They are all 140 feet high, 380 feet high, and all 4 of them will be demolished in the next few minutes.
You need that
Anything else, Paul? We're just waiting now. Just got to keep bumping.
We are literally now just waiting. On the hill in front of me, there are, I estimate, maybe 100 people, all with their cameras and phones, trained on the towers. Generated a huge amount of interest. People from all over the country are here.
We've got people as far as New Zealand watching. We've got people in Bournemouth.
And we're finding out on social media we've got people all over this country, so there's people in Bournemouth watching, and Telford, all over the world. We've got people from New Zealand, Australia. We spoke to Kenneth earlier in Thailand. So absolutely massive event, and the eyes of the world are on Rugeley today, that's for sure. Still no sound of the klaxon here, so everyone is just standing in the rain, waiting. Right.
James.
My 3-year-old's getting a little bit
Going to go to drone
impatient.
footage.
Okay.
It's my signal. I've got buffering.
Declared clear.
Right, I'm going to. Yeah.
Do you want me to hold James?
Right. Put them on. Put them on.
Jack, can you see past me?
Yeah, I can hear that.
60 seconds, we believe.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay, if I get the camera ready then.
Jack, just make sure that you're not going to trace it.
Ruin it for the rest.
Yeah, they'll all miss it because of my hair.
Live on Channel 4.
There's the klaxon.
Birds are in for a bit of a rude awakening.
Yeah, anything.
Did we run out of storage? That's another klaxon. James, darling. Be careful. Do you want to stand in front of Mummy so you can see?
I'm not going to stop recording because I know as soon as I stop recording it'll go.
Stand in front of Mummy, stand next to Jack.
Your voice is still live.
It says someone's car alarm off. Oh, that's cool. It says someone's car alarm off.
Let the birds go. Yes.
Well done.
Treading water, thinking.
Yeah.
That was noisy.
Eva, and we're just going to get we're just going to get some opinions about what they thought of the demolition. So what did you guys think about the demolition that you just saw?
It was very cool. I liked it.
Really cool.
Yeah.
What did you think?
Really loud, isn't it?
Yeah, it was loud. And what did you think?
Yeah, it's an end of an era, isn't it? It's really impressive to see it come down, and I look forward to seeing the redevelopment happening and moving forward. So.
Yeah, me too. It's definitely a historical moment. So thanks, guys.
You're welcome. Yeah, no problem. Cheers. Thanks.
Okay. Hello? I can't hear her. Sorry, I've got no audio, so if you can feed me the questions that Emma's asking.
I can't hear anything. Oh, I'm on now.
Okay. Oh, Chris, can I borrow you for a second?
Yes, I'm going to come back to you again if that's
Just
okay.
wanted to get, because I know you're something
Sorry.
of an expert at this sort of thing.
You've got an expectation of you like
It's a very different
apocalyptic.
Apocalyptic, yes.
It's like that.
And did you get a good...
Leander got so we made the blast wave come across the grass.
Oh,
You do see that
wow, that's fantastic.
where it's very red and blue.
Enjoy me, Jerry.
Have you got it back?
Oh dear.
Have you got it back?
So, Jerry, me, what you thought when...
Oh well, that's it. 50 years ago, must have been built when I was working on A station before I moved over to B station, and I didn't think 50 years ago I'd be here. 50 years later, I'd be here watching them being blown. It's a bit sad, you know, a bit emotional, but it had to be done, and you know, and I just hope that all the plans for that site that have been talked about and talked about all over the place at the moment, the different councils, I hope they carry them out.
Yeah.
Because it deserves recognition for what the CGV Central Generating Board did there. The stations, sports complex, the lot. They were responsible for that.
That is the big question now, isn't it? The regeneration of that site and making it...
I do want to be going with that.
Schools, everything's going on there.
Jerry, it's been an absolute pleasure to meet you. We spent some time together yesterday.
Oh, no.
You've been with us all today. I've absolutely loved looking at all your memorabilia, hearing your stories, talking to you. You're an absolute star. Thank you so much for being with us. And thank you to Tracy as well. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you. I'm going to let you go home and get a cup of tea.
We're ready to Jody now.
I've got my hair wet there.
That was Jerry Williscroft, the longest serving station employee. And we're going to throw over to Jody in Ravenhill Park now. Oh, sorry, Paul Woodhead.
Sorry? Yeah. Hello?
Hi everyone, so we're back here in Ravenhill Park and the crowds are pouring out now. I almost missed that demolition. I can't lie to you. I heard the noise and turned and saw its not. It was amazing. What a historic event that we all got to bear witness to. There's definitely been a mix of emotions here today. Some people are just really happy to have witnessed it, but there's a lot of sadness and a bit of somber. But as you can see now, our skyline, it's just bizarre that it's no longer there. The power station's not there anymore, and I think a lot of people will miss what was a very iconic structure. Sorry guys, I'm not sure if I'm still on, but we're having slight technical difficulties. So my connection wires were lost, so I can't hear our producer today. So having a bit of I think we might be going over to somebody else in a moment, but
Get out the way, I'm talking to this young lady.
Yeah.
Okay, we are back on Power Station Road, and this is Grace. Hi Grace, how old are you?
I'm 10.
You're 10. My tripod wasn't made for a 10-year-old, so I'm just going to lower. We can see you. There you go. And should we get your Mason? Andrew, can you just pull that down? We're gonna. How old is Mason? 5. So this is the kind of tripod you need.
How weird! It's not there.
Okay with the back.
It's not there.
It's quite loud.
So bizarre. Hello. Oh my life.
And have you enjoyed today? Yeah. It was sad. And what about the bird? Yeah, we just saw a big cloud of birds.
Where's my home?
Can you see your house from here? Oh yeah. 8,500 people. What are you going to do next?
I'm going to get my kids out.
Yeah. You know what? Most people are going to McDonald's. You better go and join the queue so you don't miss out. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you. Bye. Right, we're now going to get a tripod raised again. Loads of people to talk to, stories to hear. We've seen the towers be demolished. That was really quite something. It was quite emotional for those of us standing here, and we haven't even worked at the power station for 50 years, so it's been quite an experience. If you've got footage, photos, videos, feel free to drop them in the comments below. We would love to see them and share them out.
We've done the best we can with the technical issues and the rain.
We understand that we've perhaps had some issues today. Technically, we've not been able to communicate with our different cameras and with our central producer in Norton Keynes as easily as we would have wanted to, but we have carried on. We've done our absolute best, so do give us some feedback on how you think this broadcast has gone. And would you believe it, the sun is just starting to come through the clouds as we're about to sign off, so that is just typical. Thank you very much to everyone who's joined us for this special broadcast. Thank you to Paul Dadge, our producer over in Norton Keynes. Thank you to all of our camera people. We've got Brendan and Susan, Jodie, Andrea, Paul, Stu. Thank you to our floor managers who are Jack and Andrew. Our mascot Jimmy. Thank you to Jerry, thank you to Ken, thank you to Chris and all the people who've been here talking to us today, and everyone on social media. Don't forget, if you enjoy what we do, click on the stars and send us a small contribution to keep the show on the air. But from me on Power Station Road, that is it for today. Thank you for joining us, and see you again soon.